Hey guys, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about sub avatars. So, this is going to be a short lesson on what sub avatars are and why you need sub avatars. So that way you can start crafting and tailoring your messaging towards that sub avatar based on the different angles that you're going to be creating for your product. We'll talk about angles in later lessons, but in this lesson, I'm just going to focus on sub avatars. That way you know how to create sub avatars for your product. All right. So to create a sub avatar, we need to look at four things. Let me see if I can go to my highlighter. So we need to look at four things. That is the desire, the product experience, their emotion, and their behavior. And we're using True Classic as an example, just to keep everything congruent in the messaging, so that way it stays clear and concise. So desire, first thing. What does this person want? That's the first thing. So you need to ask yourself, what does this person want? For True Classics example, I want a shirt that actually fits my body, or I want to look good without trying too hard, or I want to look slimmer and more confident. I show you how to leverage AI and to use AI to help you find your sub avatars and your desires and your emotions, so that way it becomes easier for you to kind of manually create them, and then you can kind of like um, mess with it a little bit just to get it perfect, so that way you have a perfect sub avatar, a perfect desire for that sub avatar, and so on and so forth. All right, so now that we know our desire, next is our product experience. So what have they already tried? So most men have tried shirts that are too tight in the chest, shirts that are loose in the stomach, um, generic tees that shrink, stretch, or fit weird. And this tells us why True Classic feels different. And the reason why they're different is because they master this. I want a shirt that actually fits my body. That's what they've been doing. And they've been trying to create sub avatars based on, most of it has to do with that one line. It's just actually shirts that actually fit their body. So that's product experience. So what do they want? Now we move on to emotion. How do those bad shirts make them feel? So common emotions. They're frustrated when shirts make them look bigger. They're embarrassed when shirts cling to their stomach. And they're annoyed that nothing fits right. They're insecure in photos or social settings. Again, it's just pulling from your main avatar. So we don't have our sub avatar yet. We're pulling emotions, product experience, desires from your avatar. Not pulling it from the sub avatar, we're pulling it from the avatar, which is your bigger group of audience. We want sub avatars based on that main avatar. So all of these are from your main avatar. All right, now we have behavior. 4. So what do they do because of this problem? Examples. They pull their shirt away from their stomach. They avoid fitted clothes. They wear hoodies or jackets to hide their shape. They buy bigger sizes to play it safe. These are the behaviors of that particular avatar, or that main avatar. So how do we put this into action? So how do I find my sub avatar for my product? I'll show you. So in True Classics example, their sub avatar using that method is this. So once we plugged in the product basically their ads, what they were running, we pulled in some sub avatars. And sub avatar number 1 was the fit seeker, and their desire was wants a shirt that fits better. Experience tried normal tees that look boxy or tight, their emotions, and their behavior and their angle. We'll go back to this one. I want to show you the AI prompt that you can use. So this is the prompt that you want to copy. This is how to find your sub avatars. So that way, when you start crafting angles, when you start crafting hooks for your creatives, you know who your sub avatar is. And then once you find a sub avatar that works very well for your product, you just keep finding better hooks that perform better. All right. So copy this, and then we're going to go into ChatGPT. And you want to take about a good, the more creatives, the better. So that way AI can analyze those creatives. So if you do have creatives, or if you just have product visuals, you can also paste that into. Or if you have competitors that sell similar products to yours, you can also just copy those ads and then just paste it into here just to find your sub avatars. All right, so we took about a good 7 ads that True Classic was running, and then we pasted this prompt that was in the PowerPoint slide. So it's going to start finding us sub avatars. So our main avatar is men who want to look better in their clothes without spending a lot of money. If you look at this avatar, this is what True Classic has been doing. Is their main avatar is men who want to look better in their clothes. They want fitted shirts that look better and without spending a lot of money. That's their main avatar. It's broad. This is a big group, and it's telling us it's a big group. And they care about looking more confident, more stylish, and more put together in simple, everyday outfits. And it's going to pull us some sub-avatars, 3 to 5 groups. Sub-avatar number 1 is the fit struggler, their desire. He wants a shirt that actually fits his body properly, not too high, not too loose. Product experience, he's tried regular tees from big boxy stores, but they always fit weirdness in the stomach, chest, or sleeves. Emotions, he feels annoyed and insecure because the shirts make him look sloppy. Behavior, he avoids fitted shirts, sticks to hoodies, or keeps reordering cheap tees, hoping one will finally fit right. And it also pulls you an angle based on this sub-avatar. And we'll talk about angles in later lessons, but I just want you to understand what sub-avatars are. Because once you understand who you're talking to, then you can start tailoring that messaging to that sub-avatar. Once you find a sub-avatar that works very well, you can start creating better hooks and better angles based on that sub-avatar. But we're just trying to find sub-avatars for our product. So it is going to pull 3 to 5 groups of sub-avatars. So if you look at sub-avatar number 1, the confidence seeker. And sub-avatar number 3, the budget concise guy. Sub-avatar number 4, the everyday comfort guy. He wants soft, comfortable shirts he can wear daily. That's his desire. Angle, a tee that feels soft, breathable, and comfortable all day. And then sub-avatar number 5, the style upgrader. He wants clothes that make him look more stylish, modern, and grown up. So it's pulled a good 5 sub-avatars. And then it might pull a chart for you or a table, and it's going to highlight the sub-avatars for you. The fit struggler, the confidence seeker, the budget concise guy, the everyday comfort guy, and the style upgrader. And their desires, what they tried before, their emotions, their behaviors, and their angles. And if you look at this at a broad spectrum from like a wide view, you can start to understand your product a lot better. And that's why understanding your product is so important because when you understand your product, when you understand your sub avatar, you can start to create better angles, better offers, and better hooks for that sub avatar because you know that sub avatar pretty well. But if you don't know who you're talking to, the messaging just becomes all over the place. It's like you're trying to target everyone and it's not going to work. That's why you have to find your sub avatar. And once you find your sub avatar, you can start working on angles and hooks for that sub avatar based on their desires and their behaviors. Once you find your sub avatars, you can then move on to your angles. All right. So, goal here is to find your sub avatars. And when we put that prompt in for True Classic, it pulled sub avatar 1, which is the fit seeker. These are their desire, their experience, their emotion, behavior, and angle. All right, so go ahead, find 3 to 5 sub avatars for your product using the method that I just showed. That way you can understand your product and know who you're actually talking to. Once you find your sub avatars, we can then move on to angles and hooks for those particular sub avatars. But you need to start off first with your sub avatar. That way you know who you're actually talking to. All right, that's it for this lesson on sub avatars. I just want to keep it simple so that way you understand your sub avatars. And I'll see you in the next one.